India just launched a satellite the size of a coconut, and Trump's somewhere losing his mind over it. Because while Silicon Valley sleeps, Bengaluru codes, and now the world's tech crown is shifting east fast. India's tech game, no longer up and coming, it's already here. From AI to semiconductors, digital infrastructure to unicorn startups, India isn't knocking on the door, it's bulldozing through it. Now remember Trump, the guy who called himself a very stable genius and promised to bring tech jobs back to America. Well, how do you think he's handling the fact that India is quietly becoming the world's next tech overlord? Yeah, buckle up. But before we dive in, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and leave a comment, I subscribe. And I'll personally welcome you into the family. With that said, let's get started. Part 1. India's tech dominance. The facts that shocked the West. So here's the real tea. While the West was busy throwing sanctions and debating Twitter rebrands, India quietly assembled a tech empire that now has Washington blinking twice. First, India has officially leapfrogged China to become the largest pool of software developers on the planet. You heard that right. The country that once trained your customer support rep is now writing the code that powers your entire digital life. And let's talk about Bengaluru. Once known for traffic jams and filter coffee, it's now dubbed the new Silicon Valley. Except this one comes with better engineering talent and cheaper chai. Need more proof? Google, Indian CEO. Microsoft, Indian CEO. Adobe, IBM. You guessed it, more Indians in the captain's seat than a Mumbai train during rush hour. Coincidence? Nah. It's a calculated tech takeover, with zero blood, just brain power. Then there's India's startup scene. Over 100 unicorns, with new billion-dollar babies being born faster than you can pronounce Infosys. And don't even get us started on AI and semiconductors. While the West is scrambling to secure chips from Taiwan, India is quietly setting up its own fabs and building next-gen AI tools. Even space tech, yep, they just landed on the moon's South Pole for less than the cost of a Marvel movie. While Americans are busy arguing over TikTok bans, Indians are building the next TikTok and selling it to America. The West didn't see it coming, but India's not asking for permission anymore. It's building, it's exporting, and it's dominating. Part 2. Flashback. What Trump used to say about India now. Let's rewind the Trump tape. Back in 2016, Trump was all praises for Modi. He called him a great man and said India was doing great things. It was bromance energy, complete with awkward handshakes and big statements. But then, the mood flipped faster than his stance on bleach as a cure. Trump started blaming India for US job losses, said companies were shipping jobs to India, and that America was being taken advantage of. Trade. He thought India was playing hardball, and he didn't like it. And while he repeatedly said he loved Indian Americans, often calling them great, hard-working people, he still went hard on H-1B visas, the very lifeline that brought India's best brains to American soil. Trump impression time. They're smart people, too smart, matey. Very techie, very tricky. I like them, but they're winning, folks. They're winning. And we're paying for their Wi-Fi. It was a weird love-hate roller coaster. Trump loved the brilliance, hated the outsourcing. Admired the culture, feared the competition. And now, with India stepping into the tech throne, Trump's probably somewhere thinking, I should have trademarked Make Silicon Valley Indian again. Part 3. Trump's possible reaction to India's tech rise today. Now, imagine Trump scrolling through Twitter or Truth Social and suddenly realizing India is crushing it in tech. You just know his response wouldn't be subtle. First off, he'd probably say something outrageous like, we should build a wall around Silicon Valley and make India pay for it. Why? Because in Trump world, walls solve everything, even digital dominance. Then, in true Trump fashion, he might throw in a bizarre compliment turned critique. They got the best engineers, tremendous talent. Honestly, we should outsource Congress to India. Maybe then something would actually get done. Don't be surprised if he pitches Sundar Pichai, yes, the Google CEO, as his 2028 running mate. After all, Trump's always been about winning, and who better to help him win the tech war than a man literally running one of the most powerful tech companies on earth. And if the whole AA and 5G race gets brought up, Trump's likely to fire off a mock accusation. They're stealing our 5G and turning it into 10G. Nobody knows what 10G is, but believe me, they've got it. Mock tweet. India is taking over tech. Under my leadership, we built the best tech. Bring back Nokia. #MAGA #Tech2. Part 4. Why India's rise is no joke for the West. All jokes aside, India's tech rise isn't just headlines. It's a tectonic shift. The West, for years, had the monopoly on innovation. But while Silicon Valley was busy patting itself on the back, India was quietly building an empire of engineers, coders, and world-class entrepreneurs. Today, global companies can't function without Indian talent. From back-end development to C-suite leadership, Indians are not just contributing, they're leading. And now that Indian startups are raking in billions, even U.S. venture capitalists are rerouting their cash across the ocean. It's not charity, it's survival. In fact, the very dynamics of global innovation are being redrawn. From AI to fintech, from space tech to semiconductors, the East is no longer playing catch-up. It's setting the pace. Silicon Valley's new GPS, it's rerouting to Hyderabad. Part 5. What this means for the future of global tech. We're entering a new chapter, one where India sits at the intersection of East and West, acting as a neutral zone between the tech tensions of the US and China. But India isn't just a bridge, it's a destination. Just look at innovations like UPI, Geo, and Digital India. These aren't just convenient, they're revolutionary. They've proven that world-class tech doesn't have to be expensive or exclusive. Affordability is India's superpower, and the world is finally waking up to that. In the near future, don't expect tech leadership to come only from Silicon Valley boardrooms or Beijing high-rises. Expect it from a coder in Pune, a startup in Gurgaon, or a think tank in Bengaluru. If Trump, or any Western leader, wants to be part of that future, one thing's clear: ignoring India isn't an option anymore. So, whether you're watching this from New York, New Delhi, or a dusty corner office still running on Windows XP, one thing is clear: the tech tables are turning. India's not just knocking at the door of global dominance, it kicked it open, coded a better door, and sold it back to Silicon Valley with a user-friendly app. Trump might joke, tweet, or even try to trademark tech again. But the reality is, India's tech rise is no meme. It's a movement, and every major power better start syncing with it, or risk being left in the recycled bin of history. With that said, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. And until next time.